Welcome to Create Formative Assessment in Google Forms. Okay, so I have a very small little assessment here. It's only 4 questions, all multiple choice, designed to maybe give to students when they first walk in the door or use as an exit ticket, or maybe even midway through your lesson. So I created I kind of doubled it up on one sheet, so it could just be a half sheet. So let me show you how I can quickly start a new tab here. Okay, so here I went into my Google Chrome and I'm going to go to Google Apps and then my Drive. I've already made a folder that says Google Form Assessments, but I might as well. Let's just show you how to create a new folder. Let's create this new folder. Let me title it minimap. That's what I like to call these because it's just a mini snapshot. All right, now I'm going to go into my minimap folder and I have nothing in here, so I'm going to select new and I'm going to go ahead and go all the way down to more and Google Forms. All right, so I'm going to title this minimap. Oops. Minimath, and oops, I did that on the question. That should go here. All right, so minimath. As soon as I title it, all I have to do is go up here. It says untitled form. As soon as I click on it, it'll fix that for me. So now it says minimath. And I don't really need, I could take a screen capture, I suppose, but the students already have this in front of them and they're working on it themselves. And I would encourage that. All they really need to be doing on the computer is putting in A, B, C, or D. So what we're going to do is we're going to say for question, this is going to be question number 1. And it's a short answer. Sorry, multiple choice. Thinking of something else. Multiple choice. And my option 1 for multiple choice is just A. I'm going to add another option just by clicking on add option, put B. Add another option, click C. Add another option, and that would be. So now that I've created one question, all I really need to do is just duplicate this question. So I'm going to go ahead and go down here to where it says duplicate, and I'm going to duplicate it. So here's my question 1, here's my question number 2. Then again, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to duplicate. If you didn't want to duplicate, you could add another question here, add title and description to a question, add an image. That's what these tools over here are for. But this is real quick 4-question quiz. Question number 3. Duplicate one more, question number 4. All right, so now that I have my 4 questions in my mini math, now what I'd like to do is go into my settings and change this into a quiz. You could collect all emails if you'd like. I could have added a question right here and had them put their name, that's what you would rather do. Now that I added, see how there's a question here? Oh, I want name to be the first one. So I would just hover over this and actually just move it in front of question 1. So we'll make that one their name. And do you notice it automatically recognized that Google's so smart? It automatically realized that what I typed in is a question that requires short answer text. Fix that. Like I said, if you don't want them to use their name and you just want them to use their email address, you would collect email addresses right there. You can restrict to Upland Unified District users if you'd like. You can limit to 1 response. I don't usually have my students edit after submitting. Presentation, you could show a progress bar or shuffle question order, but don't really see that being necessary, especially you don't want to shuffle the questions when they don't even have any type of equation or question on them. It just says questions. That wouldn't make any sense. And finally, on quizzes, you're going to make this a quiz. And I always like my students to immediately see their release grade after submission, but that's completely up to you, and they can see their missed questions. Sometimes this isn't a good idea because some students are, they're doing it at their own pace, and some students are already moved on, and they might shout out answers. So that's going to kind of give you not the data that you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now that we've made it a quiz, each one of these questions now needs an answer. Now, I'm not sure, you see how it says answer key here? I'm not sure what the answers to these are, and I'm not going to spend the time to look, so I'm just going to put anything. So my answer, oh, here we go. I need to click on answer key, and I'm going to assign that one C. My next question, I'm just going to click anywhere in that area, and I'm going to hit answer key. Question number 2, we'll make it A. Question number 3, hit answer key. Oh, I forgot to do one important thing, and we'll say this is D. But we'll go back. And question 4, and we'll make that answer C. Over here on the right is where you would assign points. And that's what I forgot to do on each one of them. So, points. Assign different points for different ones. Okay, so now we are ready to go. Our mini math is ready. Now what's really important with this as well is you can reuse this mini math, and I'll show you how to do that towards the end of the video. Okay, so how do my students access this? There's a couple different ways. If you've never delved into Google Classroom, this is an excellent way to utilize it for any teacher. So let me just demonstrate that. So I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to go into Google Classroom. Sorry, just copy right to it. So Classroom, and it just recognizes it. So here I am in Classroom. Let's see, let's say I want to assign this to period 5. Put that. Actually, I'm going to assign it to period 5 and period 6. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So obviously this is actually super easy to do in School Loop. You can, School Loop and Aries, you can build, you don't have to populate your students, it'll do it for you. So that's where you'll to come for next newsletter. All right, so I am in Google Classroom for period 5. And I say to myself, I want to add a new assignment. So I go to this plus sign and create assignment. It's going to be mini math. And today is 11/3. Now, all I have to do is just go right here to my Google Drive, click on it. Come on, Google Drive. Goes right into my Google Drive. There's my mini math that I just created because it's going to go by recent. So I just made it. It's right there. I double click on it, in there. Ooh, right here. For Algebra 2, period 5. Remember I told you I was going to show you how you can do it for multiple periods. So I'm going to say 5 and 6, 2 classes. I learned today that if you don't do it when you're actually assigning it, it won't let back and change it. Then you'd have to actually assign it to period 5, then assign it to period 6. So we're good to go here. I'm just going to scroll down and hit assign. And all students need to do is just go into Google Classroom, and there's their mini math for the day. They just click on it, and it goes right to their mini math, right there. Put their answers in, hit submit. Okay, let me show you the other way to share with your students. The other way to share with your students would be to just hit send. You could either email it out to them, that's kind of cumbersome, or you could here create a link, shorten it. Now sometimes that's even a lot for us to write. So I'm going to hit, it says to, let's copy this, copy the link. I'm going to go into tiny URL, tinyurl.com. tinyurl.com will shorten any link. I'm going to Control V, would paste it there. Now, it can make a tiny URL for me, or I can create my own custom alias. So let's call on minimath. Let's do 111. Minimath 111. Let's see if that works. So if I say make tiny URL, your tiny URL was created. Here's my tiny URL right here. Copy to clipboard, http tinyurl.com/minimath111. I'm going to copy that to a clipboard. And then you would see either copy it to a clipboard and email it out in School Loop, or just type this up on the board right here. So like I said, utilizing the Google Classroom, much easier. Kids know exactly where to go. There's no confusion. You don't have about them typing something wrong. It's really quick. All right, so let me show you what comes up. So I haven't had students take this mini math, but I do have another mini math from back in February that I made that I can show you. So this is what comes up when I come into my mini math. I'm showing that I have 22 responses. When I click responses, now this is what I would be doing right when the kids are taking this mini math. Right now I have it off, accepting responses, and I could see kind of where they're at, see who's already put their scores in, how they're doing on each one of the questions. But very importantly, as soon as I want to stop and not let a student put any more responses, I would just click that and we're not anymore. So here's my summary, and I would share this with my students. We would go over it. We'd say, look guys, most of you got about a 3. I would go over that very quickly, the release scores, and we would talk about, oh look, you guys are doing great, 95%, 90%, rocking it, 77, hey, I wonder why we picked this one, let's look at it, or I wonder why you guys picked D. But this one, I mean, definitely we need to spend some time on this, and because 27 correct is not acceptable. We definitely need to look at questions number 4, and not only that, but get immediate feedback. They can say, oh, I thought I had that right, and look, I'm with a lot of 27% of us got that one wrong. So I mean, only 27% of us got it correct. 36% got to pick this one, 9%, so almost 70% of the students, there's some type of misconception here. So I think that's about it. If you're interested in an assessment that is not multiple choice and you'd like it to be graded and analytics immediately, go ahead and watch the Google Forms with Flubaroo that I created. Thanks so much for watching.